Hi, thank you for joining me. Today we're gonna do something a little different. So press that subscribe button and grab a drink because we're gonna play Al versus Miley to see who can throw a better party. If you are unaware, Weird Al is a music artist that primarily makes weird, wacky parodies. I have mentioned him once on the channel before, and there will probably be more in the future. One example of his work is Party in the CIA, an alternative form of Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. Links to both are in the description. I am not going to be reading every word from both songs, but all the lyrics will be on the screen, probably covering my face. I will, of course, be talking form of the song. In this regard, I'm going to treat them as the same. That gives us a form of verse 1, pre-chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus 2, chorus, bridge, and another chorus. Now, the USA option does repeat the chorus at the end. It is also worth noting that each CIA chorus is different. Let's start with verse 1. Both of these songs tell a story, and with that holds some logical value. In USA, we see Miley in Hollywood for the first time, feeling slightly overwhelmed. On the CIA side, we get more backstory painted for us. Al has recently moved with hopes of joining the CIA. From this verse alone, it is hard to tell for sure if he already has the job or if it is just part of the plan. To me, it sounds more like it's a dream, but as it goes on, it's obvious that he does have the job. Let's move to the first pre-chorus. Let's start with the CIA side this time. Here, we have what seems to be another day at the office before things get taken up a notch. Back in the USA party, we see the nerves building, but then all is calmed by the song on the radio. This, I think, is something we can all relate to. We all have a song that can calm us down and keep us from overthinking. I do want to point out that at this point in the story, Miley is in a taxi. The chorus in the USA song is then a reaction to the music. Arms are up, body is grooving to the music, but wait, we're in a taxi here. How far can your arms truly be? Sure, you can move your hips while seated, but are you able to move your hips like yeah? I suppose you could be standing in your taxi, but how is that any better? This is also just a party in a taxi, not in a country. And can a party be just one person dancing? Maybe the driver's dancing. I'm not sure. If we switch back to the CIA side, things fare a little better. We're grabbing tools and shredding files after they have been memorized. The tapping the phones line feels pretty out of place here. I know it would seem to be something that makes sense for a CIA agent, but in the context, it doesn't quite line up. For verse 2, we'll start with CIA. This is a reflection on past events. These do not seem to be from a new agent. This is funny, but suddenly shifts to a demand to burn the microfilm, and presumably offering help to the person you just threatened. On the USA side, we see a direct continuation out of the taxi and straight to the club. Seems like a crazy trip, but it does explain the nerves. This verse continues with the feeling and description of how different this place is, and is very logical. We get to the second round of pre-choruses, and on the USA side it has changed slightly to reflect that the music is now coming from the DJ and not the radio. Also, the song has changed, but that is fine. On the CIA side, we once again see a reflection on a past event. And this is enjoyable. The only issue to acknowledge would be that the silencer would signal stealth, and a laser sight not so much. But I'm not an expert on that. We have made it to the next chorus, And on the CIA side, it is completely different. Here it is describing the organization, and it all seems to work well. It would seem to show us that this party is international. On the USA side, we see the same chorus as before. Now it makes much more sense. One thing that stands out to me is that both choruses reference my song. The pre-choruses list two different songs, a Jay-Z song and then a Britney song. I guess you can have multiple songs, but it's not really my song then, just one of my songs, and really loses its power and connection to others. At the bridge, in the USA side, we see a desire to run from the club scene. Not a bad decision from my perspective, but every time Miley is stopped from running by her favorite song. That must be a lot of favorite songs. If you were to try to narrow this down to one song, I think you can argue that this is the same song as on the radio, or the Jay-Z song. That makes sense, as the DJ could believably play that song, and it seems less likely to play the song twice. On the CIA side, we see kind of a sales pitch for the CIA. If it is a sales pitch, then the dental plan line feels a little out of place, but I guess if you really know your buyer, then you could use something like that to make them laugh. The final chorus has a little bit of a shift in the CIA side, as Al is suddenly threatening the person he was just talking to. Then you get some fluff lines and finally a statement that this guy is going to be okay. The USA chorus is the same and fits in because the DJ again is playing her favorite song. Seems like a very repetitive party. So, after all of this comparison, which of these songs seems to be more logical? And honestly, this felt like it's leaning in that USA direction. And apart from that first chorus, there's not a lot of negative things going on. One thing to point out, the logic makes sense, but the party described is only in a taxi and a club. Nothing about the story lines up with a party in the USA. The CIA party feels all over the place, but I think it comes together at the end. Hear me out. The whole song is really just a story being told to a target to gain their trust. And then right at the end, all is revealed as the demand is made for this new friend to get in the van. What do you think? Would you rather party in the USA or the CIA? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and share this with anyone else that you think might find it enjoyable. Until next time, think before you sing.